In 2009, a world-renowned scientist published a theory so radical, it claimed
everything that you see out there, every particle, depends on the observer for their very properties. And it turns out that life and consciousness are absolutely essential to reality. So that it's clear that without an observer, you could not actually have existence, you could not have reality.
His name is Dr. Robert Lanza.
Robert Lanza was called by the New York Times one of the 3 most important scientists alive today. Just to give you an idea of the caliber of our next presenter.
He cloned endangered animals, advanced stem cell science, and gained global recognition, until he said something that made science go quiet.
So I've come to conclusions that would shock many of my colleagues and predecessors. Space and time are tools of our mind. Experiment after experiment shows that not a single particle out there exists with real properties until it's observed.
Now, pay attention, because what you're about to hear challenges the most basic thing you believe about reality. He claims that everything about the universe is backwards. Consciousness doesn't come from the brain. The brain and everything in space and time comes from consciousness. Stay with me, because this isn't science fiction. It's grounded in quantum mechanics, biology, and decades of research. Let's break this down. Imagine you're looking at a tree. You assume it's just there, whether or not you're looking at it. That's how we've been taught to see the world. But quantum experiments, like the famous double-slit experiment, suggest something strange. Until a conscious observer checks, particles don't have defined positions. They exist in a state of probability. In other words, they're not real until you observe them. So what does that mean? It means the universe might not exist without you. And that flips everything upside down. This is where things start to shift. The idea that life doesn't exist within the universe exists within life. Consciousness isn't some side effect of atoms. It's the very fabric holding it all together.
So take the undeniable logic that your kitchen is always present. You think that its contents assume its familiar shapes and colors whether or not you're in it. But consider, the shapes, colors, and forms known as your kitchen are seen because the particles of light from the overhead bulb bounce off the various objects and then interact with your brain through a complex set of retinal and neural intermediates. But on its own, light doesn't have any color, nor any brightness, nor any visual characteristics at all. It's merely an electrical and electromagnetic phenomenon. So you might think that the kitchen was there in your absence, but unquestionably the reality is that nothing remotely resembling what you perceive as your kitchen could possibly be there without your consciousness interacting with it. Quantum physics comes at it from a much harder angle and arrives at the same conclusion.